teman-teman, selamat datang kembali di channel YouTube saya. Ini aku, Princess Harley, dengan channel YouTube bernama PX Harley. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for you to be updated for my future videos. So, for today's reaction video, I will be reacting to this video. It is entitled The Incredible Indonesian Rupiah. So, this talks about Indonesian money, and honestly, I don't know about Indonesian money, even if what it looks like or how it worth. But yes, I'm excited about this, and let's try to learn about Indonesian money for today. So without further ado, let's get right into the reaction video. So okay guys, let's start this reaction video.
When I was in Indonesia, I remember going to an ATM and withdrawing 1 million Indonesian rupiah. 1 million. I was a millionaire. For context, this is what that looks like. In reality, it's not nearly as much money as it sounds. About £53 sterling or $71 US. But these banknotes are glorious nonetheless, and the country has just released a highly unusual 75,000 rupiah note to celebrate the 75th anniversary of its independence. So pack your bags and join me as we travel to Indonesia to become millionaires and take a closer look at their wonderful banknotes. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Let's begin with the standard notes, released in 2016, with the front of each bearing the theme of national heroes. Whilst in Western culture, the term national hero is often thrown around quite haphazardly, here it's an official title, the single highest title given out by the Indonesian government. It's reserved for those who perform deeds which can be remembered and exemplified for all time by other citizens. Usually those who fought against colonialism, died defending the nation, or made achievements to develop and progress the nation. The 1000 sees Chut Mutia, known for her resistance of the Dutch colonization of Aceh, the westernmost province of the country. She was eventually captured and killed, but today remains a symbol of pride, particularly for Indonesian women. The 2000 features Muhammad Husni Tamrin, a leading political figure and activist, again in the fight against Dutch rule, proposing that the name Dutch Indies be swapped for Indonesia. Tamrin tragically
Indonesia
died in prison
is
just 4
colonized
years
by
before
Dutch,
Indonesia's eventual independence in 1945.
Philippines
Dr.
colonized
Ivan
by
Khalid can be seen on the
Spaniards
5000,
or
a politician
Spain.
and minister having held several high-up government positions,
5,000.
including Speaker of the People's Representative
5,000
Council
is
and Chairman
so
of the
big
People's
here.
Consultative Assembly,
It's so
whilst
hard
the
to
10,000 sees Franz Kaisiepo,
for those,
4th Governor of the Papua Province, declared a national hero for
covered
his lifelong mission of uniting Western New Guinea with Indonesia.
5,000, that's
Next
a lot.
up, the bright green 20,000 features Sam Ratulangi, the
20,000.
first governor of Sulawesi and committee member who ratified Indonesia's constitution upon
20,000.
independence.
Here
Whilst the
we
bright
only
green
have
50,000 portrays
1,000
Durando
bills,
Katawi Jeje,
and if
the
you
country's
want
10th and final prime minister before switching to
20,000, then
presidents.
you count
And lastly, for the
1,020
standard notes at
times
least, the
to have
100,000 features both the
20,000.
country's first president
So
and
yes,
vice
that's
president,
a lot.
Sukarno and Mohammed Hatta respectively, both
Sukarno.
of whom prominently fought for
Mohammed
Indonesia's independence from the Dutch.
Muhammad Hatta.
It's these two figures who can be seen again on the new 75,000 note, but
75,000.
more on that later. Each note features a watermark, although they don't appear to be of the national hero on the note, and I couldn't find any information whatsoever on who they are.
Yes, they are different.
As well as the national heroes, all notes feature the country's national emblem above the note's year of issue and a map of the country, although the map's located at the bottom of the 100,000. And in this vertical
Here
box
we
towards
have
the
an
bottom right can be seen a
incredible
batik pattern,
Indonesian
an
rupiah.
Indonesian style of dyeing cloth.
Indeed.
This pattern differs from note to note, with the 5,000 portraying a mangrove root batik design for instance, whilst the 50,000 is
Different
intended to
designs.
resemble clouds. The patterns can be further
Resembles
seen in the
clouds.
background, behind the portraits on each note.
It really has a deep
But it's not
meaning.
just meaningful national symbols.
Behind
The
the
notes
money.
contain a number of security
We have
features
a
designed
lot
to make
of
them difficult to
meanings.
counterfeit. First up, there's my favourite feature, UV ink. Each note comes to life with
100,000?
colour when exposed to ultraviolet light, most notably seeing their batik designs vibrantly glow. It's
Yes.
perhaps most impressive on
The
the
purpose of
50,000,
that
which sees the
is
cloud
to
pattern
know
revealed
what
in
is
greater
fake
detail,
and what
or the
is real.
2000, which sees the map of
Because,
Indonesia shine
yes,
most brightly.
scammers are
On the left of
everywhere.
each note, the denomination
that
becomes
is
visible
the-
beside the initials BI, standing for
like
Bank
the-
Indonesia. And on the 1, 2, 5
forgot
and
the
10,000
term,
notes,
to know
a coloured
that
strip
it's
appears,
real
again
money.
reading BI and the denomination. Next there's microprint, tiny writing that can be
Microprint.
found hidden across each note, almost impossible to see with the naked eye. On most of the notes, it can be seen in the circular edges around the portraits, simply reading BI and the
That's
denomination.
too zoom, like
But
it's
on
so
the
zoom.
100,000, it can be found in the numbers at the top left, again
100,000.
reading BI 100 in a checkered pattern.
I wonder
There's a
how it
see-through
works
register, this
here
weird
in the
symbol here, which is
Philippines
actually
and
half of Bank Indonesia's
in
logo,
US
with the other
dollars.
half printed on the reverse. When held up to light, the image completes, meaning the note is most likely genuine. There's a Orion constellation, these tiny rings or
Orion
donuts that printers and
constellation.
computer software detect to prevent the banknote being photocopied. There's an embossed number representing the denomination in the upper right corner of each note, and in the vertical box containing the
It has a
batik can be
lot
seen a
of,
latent image with the initials
like,
BI. The larger three
evidences
denominations
or
feature the bank's logo in colour variable ink, whilst the larger two
like
both feature metallic
background
security fibres.
details.
And finally, all notes feature these strange lines on their
And it
edges.
really has a deep
First, there are
meanings
tactile
behind
feature
those
to help the blind or partially
banknotes.
sighted distinguish between each note. Notice how there's only one set of lines on the 100,000, right up to 7 on the 1,000. But they also double up as a security feature. If you bend each note like this, you can perfectly connect the lines on either edge. Counterfeiters often have trouble replicating this. Now it's time to turn these notes over. Whilst the front has a single theme of national heroes, the back features 3 themes: flowers, important sights, and dances. The
You have that
1000 sees Fort Belgica on the island of
color
Banda
of
Neira,
money.
between 2 cocktown orchids
It's
and a
not too
Tifa
light
dance.
and it's not
Certain
too
design
dark.
elements glow under UV
It's
light,
vintage.
most notably the serial numbers. The
Vintage.
2000 displays the impressive Sianok Canyon, Magnolia champaca flower, an appearing dancer, and again simply sees various existing elements glow.
Existing
Mount Bromo, an active
elements.
volcano in East Java, can be
Yes.
seen on the 5000, besides the tuberose and Gambyong dancer.
Tuberose.
Under UV light, the flowers glow, and a box with the initials BI becomes visible.
So, yes, the
The
banknotes
10,000
are
portrays the
more
Wakatobi
on
National Park, a
traditions.
marine national park and World Heritage Site,
And
alongside a Magnolia
national-
Frisiana and
national
Pacarina dancer.
items.
This note is by far the most interesting under ultraviolet light, seeing some clownfish glow as well as what I believe to be a tarsier, although I couldn't find a source for that. The 20,000 sees the Derawan Islands and a green sea turtle,
Derawan
plus a type of
Islands.
orchid with a really long Latin name and a gong dancer. A rhinoceros
Gong
hornbill
dancer.
becomes visible in UV light, and the metallic strip glows in multiple colours. The 50,000 bears the world-famous Komodo National Park, but slightly disappointingly no
Komodo
dragons,
National
besides the
Park.
plumeria and leghorn
That's,
dancer.
the
UV light
national
reveals what I believe to be
animal
some
of
kind of
Indonesia.
finch, although again I couldn't find a source. And finally, the 100,000 sees the beautiful Raja Ampat Islands, alongside
Raja
a moon
Ampat
orchid and Topeng
Islands, I
Betawi
remember.
dancer. Once
That's,
again, I couldn't find a source,
beautiful.
but I believe under UV light, this bird is an eastern osprey. Plus, on the left, we see a somewhat adorable night sky. Now, I'll be
Adorable
honest,
night sky.
most of the world's banknotes feature places of national importance, and a great deal feature native flowers. But featuring national dances is really quite unusual and probably my favourite part of these banknotes,
Yes.
offering a really unique insight into Indonesia's
Tradition
culture.
dances.
But all that said, these notes are completely eclipsed by the brand new 75,000 rupiah. This note is incredible.
75,000
It was
rupiah.
released to mark 75
That's a
years of
lot.
independence, and as such is largely
That's
themed
so
around that,
big,
as well as some of the major
75,000
technological
based on
achievements of
its
the country in those
number.
years.
Like-
Firstly, there's Sukarno and Mohammed Hatta, the first president and vice president seen on the 100,000, who were prominent figures in the fight for independence. To their left
Fight
can be
for
seen the flag hoisting
independence.
ceremony from the Declaration of Independence, and below them a train from the Jakarta MRT, or subway. Further right can be seen the marvellous
Trains.
Utefa Bridge, partially seen on the left of the note, with the image
Bridge.
completing as a security feature. And above it is a section of the Trans-Java
There's
Toll
many
Road, a 725-mile
hidden
road that spans the length of the island of
behind
Java.
those monies.
The note bears many similarities with the standard notes, including the national emblem, year of issue,
National
batik
emblem?
patterns, latent image, watermark, see-through register, microprint and
See-through
tactile line,
register.
as well as a pair of cool new features. First, there's a holographic strip which appears to move as you move the note, and then there's a similar design in the bottom left that alternates between gold and green. The front doesn't really do anything under UV light, which is a tremendous shame, but it's a pretty impressive banknote otherwise. The reverse is slightly more interesting under UV, seeing a batik design, a yellowy strip, and the initials NKRI, or Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia, the country's full name. In ordinary light, we see a group of children in traditional Indonesian clothes. This kid in the middle was actually the subject of quite some controversy, with many people claiming he was dressed in Chinese clothes, not Indonesian. However, this is completely false, and Bank Indonesia even issued a statement saying as much. Above them is the Merah Putih satellite, launched in 2018 at a cost of $165 million US, which equates to an astounding 2.3 trillion Indonesian rupiah, in front of a globe with Indonesia highlighted in gold ink. Again, the satellite is partly printed on the bottom of the note and can be bent to complete the image. If I were to bend it that way, it would likely permanently misshape the note, so instead I'll demonstrate with the second note. Similarly, the batik pattern on the far left and far right join up, which I'll demonstrate with the third and fourth note. So you're probably wondering why I have so many of these notes, especially given that only a limited number were printed, available at only 45 banks across the country, and strictly limited to one per citizen. Well, it's because I'm giving 5 of them away over on my Instagram, @HalfAsleepChris, so head over there now for a chance to add one to your collection.
I love
The Indonesian rupiah really are beautiful banknotes. With their striking colours, national heroes and national dances, these notes so perfectly capture and celebrate what makes Indonesia great.
Yeah. I guess that's it. So, yes. I was amazed in the part where you have that banknotes up to 100,000. And here it's so big, like I think very common here is 1,000, only 1,000 pesos, and yeah, it's only 1,000 pesos. Here is that large banknote or amount of money. So if you have 20,000, you must count 20 of 1,000. So yeah. So I don't know what's the money if it were converted to pesos, but yes, I guess. But that's amazing because you reach that amount or large banknotes. But I don't know how much it cost or how much it were converted. That was really amazing because there are a lot of hidden meanings and hidden, like if you were to observe and research those notes behind those meanings, you were like detective or something. So yes, this is all for today's reaction video. I learned a lot about Indonesian money in this video behind those meanings and marks, and I'm happy. So terima kasih. Thank you.